Okay, guys. In this video, I'm gonna be talking about damage percent and why I focus so much on that stat and what it actually is. I'm not gonna go into detail on what it actually is. Just no, damage percent is a good stat because I don't know why I said that. I'm gonna be honest. It's been a minute since I've worked on my damage percent, but the reason that I focus on damage percent is because it's actually a very rare stat, and it is one of the better stat. Like because you can only stack this in so few areas, I try to get it wherever I can get it, if that makes sense. So I'm going to talk about it and where to get it and how I stack it, basically. So first things first, starting off, obviously the accessory levels, which I don't really need to show, but um, fashion level is 15% damage. I think level 50 or something, which is really underrated in my opinion. So when like the game first started, I actually rushed to fashion level 50 for damage percent because I knew I wanted the damage percent early. I wanted it done early. So at the beginning of the game, I rushed my fashion to level 50 for the 50% damage. And think of the 10% damage to boss, but that's a different thing. But 15% damage from the fashion level was pretty good. But what I'm currently working on now and what I plan to keep working on is Mount Courtyard. Um, so as you can see, Mount Courtyard here is 6% damage at advanced level 5. I have five mounts, 5 red mounts. All of them are advanced because I only buy advanced mounts because I've talked about how I don't really feel like there's good value in buying non-advanced mounts. But anyways, as you guys can see here, at level 10, I get 15% damage. So by gaining 5 more red mounts, I'll gain a 9% damage increase, which is pretty crazy. So the idea is to stack red mounts for damage percent and coercion percent. Obviously, coercion percent is good, but it's nowhere. I'm not really worried about the coercion percent. I'm going to be honest, at least not for now, because we're not high enough level to fully capitalize and utilize that. So yeah, um, I feel like red mounts are kind of underrated because I'll see people buying other things. Like take this dice event for example. If I were to go crazy in this dice event, right? What I would get if I got a silver coin would be nothing of these things. I guess I'll make a video on dice events since there's a lot of stuff in here now. But I would get none of these things for a silver coin. I would exchange it for gems, and then I would use the gems to then go and buy the mount because the red mount has more value than anything else here. And I'll probably make a video on that separately, like the event and what to buy and stuff. And so it's been a while, and this stores have become crowded. So your greatest source of damage that you're going to be continuously growing is damage percent. And aside from that, there's obviously accessory levels, which will give you like another damage percent stat. For enhances, you get damage percent from accessories. And then another area, Star Trail, you will get the 4% here. I think this is 4% here, and then yeah, so that's another 8% damage percent in your Star Trail, and then there will be another 2% or 4% over here, but this is like level 95 or 100 or something, so it'll be a while. But yeah, those are like the main areas that I get my damage percent from, and my damage percent being so high is, I feel like why a lot of people who are similar BR to me aren't as strong as me typically is because I just have a lot higher damage percent than them. As well as your equip enhances also carry a lot of damage percent. So from 7 to 8, like from plus 17 gear to plus 18 gear is a 10% damage increase, which I will be working on slowly over time. But as this takes a lot of time, I won't have it quite yet. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to talk about. That stat is actually very, very good and very, very strong and is one of the key stats in my build. So if you guys are wondering what I actually focus on building, it's like 3 things, which is damage percent, damage to boss, which 86%, that's pretty good, and damage to debuff. These are the only 3 stats that I'm currently focusing on. Nothing else matters to me, not even coercion, because I am not at the level where I feel like I am able to utilize all those other stats. So I get stats that I know are constant and like I can always get really real value out of, if that makes sense. Obviously, as the game evolves, I'll change my build and start building other stats like coercion. But for now, those are the stats I focus on. And I always, always, always try to get to damage percent because this stat is only available in certain areas. So I always want to max out those areas as soon as I can without going too crazy. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.